people in today's society, I don't feel like people don't have decorum. Like decorum doesn't exist anymore. There's no secrets. There's no privacy. It's just like, you know what? I'm going to prop my camera up. I'm going to tell all my business. And I think, I think it's so nuts. There needs to be a study on people that prop their camera up, press record, start crying.
Welcome back to another episode of afroVIVID. We got Omari in the building. Yeah, man.
It was great to be back.
Of course, man. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you.
And we also have Medis in the building.
Yep. I'm here again.
Yeah, man. This actually this is your second time coming on the podcast, and definitely the first one was very interesting. Got to learn a whole lot about you and stuff, and we look forward to what you got for us this episode.
Yeah.
Of course. What's been going on with you guys?
Oh man, today woke up and I caught up with one of my old friends. Went to this nice coffee shop in what's the place called? Annandale.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of like a French type of coffee shop. So they have like the bakery section where like you just grab like all this nice.
It's in Virginia, right? Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was pretty cool, and just catching up with him, and yeah, it was nice. How about you guys? How's your morning going?
Good. I mean, woke up, got a haircut.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it, and I'm here. Oh yeah! Shout out to Man City. We beat United. So shout out 3-0. Just saying. That's all.
God dang, man! I didn't even know, man. Man, I stopped watching United. Man. Them boy. Yeah. I don't want to stress, man. Pretty much. How about you? How's your morning going? So far?
Pretty good.
I mean, it's funny we keep saying morning. It's actually 2 p.m.
No, pretty good. Just enjoying this weather. It's been crazy. Just got back on Monday from traveling. I've been traveling like the past month or so. So it's been really crazy. But no, it's been a good day. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do the rest of the day. Find some food.
Yeah, it's still nice outside.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
How's work and, life?
New job.
I'm going to move the angle real quick, but you guys can keep
Okay.
going.
New job. Work has been going great. More so adjusting to not being on the creative side of marketing, but more of still like the strategy and like number side of marketing, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's been going good. Other than that, I've been traveling like crazy. I'm trying to finish the year off by visiting my 30th country. Yeah, that's like my goal.
Oh, okay.
Finish the year off. So hopefully I can make that happen. I've already started working on my bucket list for next year too, so it's going good.
Yeah, that's nice. I think I saw one of your posts. You first went to, what is it? I don't know if it's Puerto Rico or one of these islands.
Dominican Republic.
Right.
Yeah.
From there, I don't know if you went to Colombia or something.
Went to Colombia.
Whereas like the pool, I think you went there to shoot a content with for someone.
Yeah, my friend, It was her birthday. I went there to shoot her birthday trip.
Yeah.
That was really dope. And then I took a few months off up until, I'm going to say, end of May, early June.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to Japan and Thailand for like a month. And that was crazy. Like
the vibe was good.
Yeah,
Thailand particular?
Thailand, both Japan and Thailand. And I say that because Japan just has stuff that makes sense. Like stuff that makes no. No, it sounds crazy, but they have stuff that makes sense. Like their transit system is unbelievable.
Yes, top notch.
It's top notch. Like you don't need a car if you don't have to drive. You don't need a car because you can just hop on the train, and there's always a stop somewhere that you have to go.
Wow.
Yeah. So the food is amazing. They have like vending machines on the streets.
Right.
Like just outside on the streets. And it was one of the coolest things because it's like, I'm thinking like, say if you go to the club or you're going out for a night and you come back home at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, you're hungry. Are you just thirsty and walking down the street and nothing's open? There's a vending machine right there you can go to. 7-Eleven's always open 24 hours. Their 7-Eleven is so cool because like they have the coolest like Japanese food. You can just go in there and buy.
I do see some of their either restaurant or vending machine where let's say you got your ramen, right?
Yeah.
There's always it's like a hot water. You open it,
Yeah.
and then you put it in,
and take it and go.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Man,
it's the coolest thing. Thailand, that's an interesting place. Very much party. You ever seen the movie The Hangover?
Yeah.
It's like that. Yeah. A lot of lady boys. I don't know if we can call them that, but that's what they call them that there. So I don't know if it's PC. But funny story, they have like these massage parlors, right? And it was one day I was like, I'm gonna get a massage. Like I'm gonna go get a massage. Nothing crazy, just a regular massage. And walked in, and she was like, we have regular massage, and then we have soapy massage. And I'm like, so I'm like, what's a soapy massage? So I'm like, give me a second. So I step back and go on YouTube or whatever, just to figure out like what a soapy is. I think I went on TikTok actually, and the guy was just saying how in Thailand prostitution is illegal, but the government has a workaround for people who want to participate in prostitution. So they call them baths. So basically, the guy explained it. You sign up for a massage and you add on a soapy to it, and they take you in this room with a bathtub, and you get in the bathtub. They run water, and you get like a massage while you're in the bathtub, but you're paying for the bath. You're not paying for the soapy. So after you're done taking a bath, that's when the lady will, have sex with you or whatever, and then, massage you again, wash you up, and then you leave.
That's interesting.
I left. I didn't stay. Didn't get a massage. I left and kind of went about my way. But Thailand is really cool. Super cheap there. I think the hotel that I got for like 4 days, the first 4 days was only $100.
Really?
For the 5-star. No,
Wow.
like 4 or 5-star.
Wow.
Really
Was the
nice.
view nice?
Yeah.
Man.
Really nice hotel. Room service. A cool, really nice pool. The food was good. It was in a good area. The only thing I didn't like about Thailand is it's so hot.
Yeah.
It's really
I've heard
humid.
that, yeah.
Like really, really hot.
Probably you went during the summer.
Yeah. I also went during summer.
Or
so that
rainy
makes sense.
season, so it can be humid.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
I didn't get to like explore more of Thailand because I was like working also. And I didn't want to go to like a remote village or something and then didn't have Wi-Fi. So
Yeah.
I stayed in Bangkok the whole time. Yeah.
That's good. That's what a remote job can do for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I heard pretty cool things about Thailand also, and you're not the first person that mentioned like the massage thing, right? Because I mean, when I was on the cruise, so this guy that I met there, he was selling me out like it's super cheap. Like you can get like 3 hours of massage and stuff for pretty much like $15.
Yeah. Like your money goes a long way there
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, man. But that's dope, man.
Dang.
I think for me, one of the places I want to go to is Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Everyone says it's really nice there. Crazy enough you say that. There's this volcano there that I want to climb. It's called Mount Bromo. It's in East Java, Indonesia.
How high is it?
And it's not that high. Like you can literally climb it in like 30 minutes.
And you can see the lava down.
So you can't see the lava, but you can see like the opening of like the crater or whatever. And it's just like smoke steadily rising. But they'll literally like walk on the edge of like the volcano. And it's the coolest. And I just want a drone shot of it. Of like me walking on the edge.
Do they allow you to do drone shots?
So with all the stuff that's happening in Indonesia with like the tourists and how they're like super strict now, you can't climb. I don't think you can climb mountains anymore there.
Do you need like a permit, like a slip to?
I feel like you probably can get a permit to film there. But they cut like a lot of stuff out in Thailand. Yeah. I mean, not Thailand, Indonesia. Yeah.
I mean, usually like when you go to like a lot of this touristy places, they usually have like no drones and stuff because they know people go there with like their electronic devices and stuff. Even like some of the mountains in freaking Hawaii were like that. Like you'll see no drones like throughout the whole trail.
Oh man.
Like the ones that people go to, a lot of people, but the ones that are just like open space, like you could go there and put up your drone. But then again, it depends. Like if you have like the DJI drones with
The weight limit.
if you're like in a no-fly zone type
Okay.
of place, then you may not be able to put it up anyways because the drone is not gonna go up. You see, your drone is usually like that too, right?
Yeah. Like remember when we went to play tennis that
Oh
one
yeah,
day?
yeah. It
And
did
so
not go.
DC is like a no-fly zone, so it wouldn't go off the ground.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, DC Virginia is like the it's like the hardest place to like put a drone
Yeah,
up, man.
it
It's
sucks.
just not gonna go up anywhere.
Unless you
Yeah.
have like a drone that you made yourself, like the
Oh, yeah, the
FPV
FPV ones.
Yeah, you can do it. But
Yeah.
not if you just have like a regular DJI drone, like they're not gonna let you go up.
Man.
Yeah,
It sucks.
yeah, but those are, I mean, unless if you don't want like someone to shoot your drone down, man, you can put those up.
Secret
But
Service shows up at your house.
have you ever thought of like getting into those kind of drones? It seemed pretty cool, like with the shot and all that.
No, I do want to
Going
get an
between
FPV
spaces.
drone. I'm just like I don't want to say afraid, but like I feel like I'm gonna crash it the first time
Oh yeah,
or something. Just because like you have to be like so precise with like how
I
you
think
fly it.
because most of the time, like these, like the camera that comes with them,
Yeah.
the quality is not that good, so you have to attach like a
GoPro, yeah.
right. But I would say before you attach your GoPro, practice first with the regular camera.
With the actual yeah.
No, with,
So you
the
can get
thing
used
with
to it.
drones, right? What I've noticed, like if you are pro and flying this stuff, you're still gonna end up crashing them. Man.
Oh, yeah,
like
for
it's
sure.
just something that you just cannot control. Because I mean, you're gonna get to a point of like, man, I want to get this. It happens to me in Hawaii, right?
Okay.
My my controller battery was dying. Like this thing was literally like beeping, ping, ping,
Oh,
ping,
man.
ping. And I was like, man, I'm gonna just take like a quick shot. Put the drone up, taking some nice shot of like this island, right? And the controller died. I could not see the drone, man. The drone was like far like in the water side.
Man.
Man, I was like already stressed. I was like, man, all this nice shot that I took like the past couple weeks, like all over my gun. So I was just there like I'm just, like hopeless and stuff, sad and all that. And I saw the drone came back.
Oh yeah.
It came back to like the starting point. I was like, oh shit, like this drone's like really nice, Yeah, because once the battery died, I think what happened, the drone like lost connection, and it just automatically come back to like the starting point.
Has like a return to home. It's like
Yeah.
return to
I
home.
was like, man, that was like the best feeling ever. I was like, whoa,
You know who has really good content right now?
what?
Will Smith.
Yeah,
His content's crazy. Like I go to his Instagram and I'm just like,
Yeah, I haven't seen his recent. Well, the last one I saw where he was on a boat.
okay,
That one I saw.
his content
But
has been
after
like,
I haven't
yeah.
seen anything.
He does like a whole lot of adventure stuff.
Yeah.
For sure. Like
Okay. I think he it's good for him, because the stuff that he's been going through is good for his mental health and stuff like
got
that.
your wife at home stressing you out. You gotta just
I mean, apparently
Apparently.
they're not married, so
Oh,
not
yeah.
what do you mean they're not married?
they're divorced.
no. They said
Are
they were
they?
still together. They said they were still legally married, but separated.
I'm not considering that.
They're divorced.
Yeah.
If you're, I think it was 2016.
They're just waiting for the paperwork.
Yeah.
Like they just haven't done that.
Since
but
2016.
Since 2016, they Jada Smith said they haven't been together.
no, the fact that she's
When did
she's
no, no,
comfortable
I don't
saying
think
that
that's
stuff
true,
now.
man. Because when did Will Smith slap the other
No.
guy?
I
That was a
mean-
couple years ago. That was just last year.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
2 years
like
ago.
last
Yeah,
year,
but
Why
I
would he
still
do that?
believe they stopped being that intimate.
Yeah.
Since 2016.
She said that
Yeah.
they don't sleep in the same bedroom. Cause that's probably why he's always traveling.
That's pretty common for like most
Nah.
people want. I mean like a lot of relationship like that's been so long. You tend, especially like in the States over here, right? You tend to see people like they just don't have the same spark that was there like when they
Before.
started.
No, well,
And sometimes like people just need the space. You tend to see that a lot, even though like I don't know if it's right or wrong. It's probably not right, especially like if you want to stay as a family, right? Because you're not supposed to be able to like
I mean, for me, it's just whatever happens in the house stays in the house. But if you're willing to say stuff like that publicly,
No, to me, right, I kind of feel like these people just love like the public attention, man.
I noticed that people in today's society, I don't feel like people don't have decorum. Like decorum doesn't exist anymore. There's no secrets. There's no privacy. It's just like, you know what? I'm gonna prop my camera up. I'm gonna tell all my business. And I think I think is so nuts. There needs to be a study on people that prop their camera up, press record, start crying, and then
I don't
upload
take
the video.
Yeah,
Because it doesn't make sense to me.
It's like acting, man. To me, like
1000%.
even like this when people say like live
Yeah.
TV shows, like I don't consider that as like people being like truly authentic at all.
Nah.
Because
just doing it for
once
the
you know the camera's on, you always like have to like
It, like,
put up
clicks.
this type of persona and stuff, and yeah, I just don't buy it at all with this live TV shows and all that. Even like on TV, also like the late night show and all that. That it comes out like people usually say like it's live. Like most of those episodes is not actually live.
Yeah, it's recorded.
Yeah.
They've been recorded like a couple months back, and because I mean, if you look at like the way everything syncs and all that, it's like man, that must feel like some perfect job. Like throughout the year, like nothing like went out of place, none of that for a whole year, and you've been shooting like something just not syncing up right, but
It's insane.
yeah.
I need
But yeah,
to look at his content because I haven't.
Yeah.
No, he's got like some pretty sick adventure stuff. Have you seen the one that he did with the bungee jump?
No, those times I used to watch his stuff.
Yeah,
like,
that one was dope.
I was even when he would collaborate with these TikTok people.
Yeah,
Jason Derulo, it was really cool. Like he had a cameraman who does everything.
Like followed him everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he actually does have like a vlog channel or something like that on YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube,
he
yeah.
did. He used to be. I don't know now if he's still
And I think
posting.
he was like the fastest growing person on Instagram that got the most followers.
Wow.
Like, because I think he started and then he just grew his following like
Quick.
overnight, super quick. Yeah.
How's that going for him now though? He's still losing followers.
I don't know. I feel like he's probably getting followers because
You know what's funny?
people
Because
are-
just like couple days like after like the wife was like doing all this podcast, like talking all this stuff, right? And this guy like he had posted a video of like I think they were having like a family event. The wife was on there. But he turned the comments off. I was like, yeah, he already knew what's coming in the comments and stuff.
Yeah. But again, Jada is releasing. She just released a book, so
yeah, she's on a book tour.
You see,
right now.
that's
so it's more attention. So
Okay.
people can buy the book and say, "Oh, I wonder like what has been going on. Let me read this book."
Yeah.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
that
I was like,
probably
all
might be
this,
just
all these
something.
things that this guy's doing is like premeditated, because all they're trying to like just push, the narrative so people can buy more into the business. Because like, I don't see how that if they truly have like the best interest for each other, I don't see any reason like how it makes sense for her to like go on TV and like say all this stuff. And why do it now when you have a book coming out? So it's all like a marketing stunt and all that. And I mean, what's his name? Kanye West. Like he does it pretty well also.
Yeah.
You see Kanye West just start a beef for like just a random person when he has like something coming out.
Because he has the album coming out
Yeah.
with Ty Dolla $ign in what, November 4th, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he would say like all this crazy stuff. And just, have like the whole world like focusing on him and stuff. Like
It's-
the whole beef that he had with Drake and all that. Just for them to like end up like having a show, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like who'd have thought like that's the whole plan behind it. But it works because people love like drama and stuff. So
I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me that like the world we live in is kind of crazy because it's like people literally think like what can I do to spark like interest or what can I do to like spark conversation and like get the pot stirring. And that's what I was saying, like I don't feel like people have decorum anymore. I feel like in today's society it's just I'm gonna say how I feel
Right.
and nothing's gonna happen to me.
And not even consider the other person's
Yeah.
feeling.
It's like you take the word of like free speech and you just run with it rather than like stepping back and like, should I say this? Is this the right thing to say? Or how is this going to make me look? Or how are people going to perceive me? Like, for instance, the whole, do you guys know who like Blueface is?
Blueface, yeah.
Yeah. And like Krishan, I completely don't understand the situation because it's like, you can do this behind closed doors. Why do we need to know everything that's going on in a relationship?
Right.
Why?
We don't care. I mean, the ones that care,
Nah, a
are
lot of
talking
people
about
care.
it. The ones that care are talking about it on social
Yeah.
media, but for most people, it's like I don't want to see this shit.
I think we have to like just the community of minorities, I think we need to have a conversation about how. No, seriously, I think we need to have a conversation about how the Shade Room and like all these other media platforms are detrimental to like
Right.
our communities. And people just go here to like feed negativity every single day. It's just like negativity every single day.
And that's what they
like,
post.
Yeah.
It's all about negative stuff.
Negative stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what's so crazy is like people see the Shade Room as like a news outlet, a media source. When at the end of the day, it's a platform just like your Instagram and mine, that you can go and, you know, tap that little button in the corner and say, hey, they're violating this or they're violating that. And nobody's gonna do that because they love this juicy drama that's being, you know, poured into it. The world runs on negativity,
And
unfortunately.
chaos, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you really think about it, imagine the world that we live in. We wake up and it's just peaceful, like good things, like good energy being poured out.
People see it as boring.
Yeah.
So people see it, the one, to me, if something is peaceful, I'm okay with it. But the ones that feel like they need to get this adrenaline, this negative stuff to keep them going, it's like they're feeding off of that now.
1000%.
They can't live without it.
Yeah.
So they have to see negative stuff. They have to see drama. You know,
I have to wake up first thing in the morning, and not me specifically, but I wake up the first thing in the morning and I gotta go to Instagram, I gotta go to TikTok and see like what's going on, like who died or who's cheating on who. And it's like, do you step back and see yourself? That's not cool. That's not right.
Yeah, I think it's a very very stressful life, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's like waking up in the morning. The first thing you do, like, open the newspaper, see like who died in this place today, and it kind of affect like your mental
For the rest of the day.
For the rest of the day, yeah, because you just going on the rest of the day just having doubts, like just trusting like people. So you just don't know, like somebody may want to have like a genuine like conversation with you, but just because like you woke up this morning, you saw like, this thing happened in this place, and you just don't trust. You lose trust in like humanity and stuff like that. And I mean, to be honest, like I've always like stayed away from the news and all that. Sometimes like I said, like when I was in freaking Hawaii, I never saw like the fire and stuff until when I got there. That's when I saw like the place itself, like how bad it was. Like, man, this is crazy and stuff. But news outlets and all these people, they only make money when they push negative stuff out, because you cause like trauma into like people, like they want to know more, like, what's going on in this, And sometimes I would feel like some of these news places, they want to be, instigating like all these things
lies,
going on. Like,
And it's crazy because, like, for instance, you can say if you're a billionaire, right? And you go and, I don't know, you build a school. Nobody cares. They're just like, oh, okay, that's cool, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But if somebody walks up to you and they're like, hey, can I get $100? And you're just like, I don't have cash on me right now. People are going to like shit on you because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you're a billionaire. Like, you should just be willing to give all your money away, blah, blah, blah. And I think that's like another conversation that's like not had when it comes to like poverty in America and the world. Like, poverty is never going to end. It's just not going to end. And it's a regulation system. It's like checks and balances. It's like, unfortunately, you have to have an upper class, a middle class, and a lower class for things to like function.
Yeah.
And people think that like money is just like a problem solver for like all these problems in the world. It's like, no, it's common sense, having conversations, sitting down, coming to a resolution, figuring out, how can we work together? How can we come together as different communities or a world or a country, whatever the case may be, to figure out how we can equally live in this world and, be innovative and keep things going forward. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because at the same time, like it's never going to be equal, right? Like, as much as we want to be like very optimistic and all that, but there's always going to be what's this thing called, like the ecosystem?
Yeah.
Somebody has to like feed off like someone else.
Exactly.
Someone has to like do the the lesser job.
Yeah.
Somebody has to like manage other people like doing those jobs and stuff. And you may see it, you may want to say, man, why can't the guy like that's mopping the place, cleaning the place, why can't he make more money than the guy managing it? But yeah, that's that's definitely above our pay grade and stuff.
For sure.
You know, we can try as much as we can to you know, do as best as we can, but at the same time, like, are we willing, like, you know, to like make sacrifices from like our position right now to give to like somebody less than us? It's easy for me to say yes, somebody can do this thing to like balance as much as they can, but
Yeah, I posted something.
individually, what can we also do to make sure, you know, we're not being detrimental to like other people lesser than us?
I posted something right yesterday, and this guy said your success is directly correlated with your ability to keep the commitments you make to yourself, right? So a lot of times people blame these, you know, billionaires or millionaires, but again, they know how they got there, right? So if they work very hard, you know, in getting there, they have a goal and mindset. I don't feel like people have, you know, the right to judge them. If you want to get there, you have to be committed. You have to do something.
It's overnight success.
Yeah.
Right.
People want overnight success. They want to just, you know, hey, I just did these 10 great things. I should be a millionaire now. Like,
Yeah.
and I always think like we have these conversations where people are just like, you know, I think I should be a millionaire. But at the end of the day, I think about it like, okay, cool. See if you're given $1 million tomorrow, you don't know how to manage it because you've never had it before.
Right.
So you say like, you know, I can handle this. Like I can be a millionaire, blah, blah, blah. But who's to say you won't fuck it all up in like a few days?
Right.
You know, because you never managed it before. So I think it's so much that goes into sitting in these, you know, higher seats or in a, I guess, quote unquote, different class of economic system than other people. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I do get that, right? I mean, we've seen like so many examples of that, right? Where it's like somebody may win like the lottery,
Yeah.
huge chunk of money, but it's most likely not gonna last long with them because having money is one thing, and knowing how to manage the money, it's definitely another thing, right?
Definitely.
And I've also heard like let's say if let's say Bill Gates' money, right, or like all the money like in the world, right, if they divide it equally to like everyone that's on the planet, after a period of time, you tend to see like Bill Gates will still like end up having the same amount of money that he has,
Yeah.
and everybody that wealth is still gonna be divided like as it was before, and that is not because of like you know, it's just the nature of life. Like some people just know how to like handle certain things, and some people just would revert back to like their habits and stuff. Like somebody that knows how to make money will always like you know find a way to make money,
Right.
always. And some people just want to like just be low key normal. They just want to be able to like you know provide for themselves or their family, and that's it. And there's actually some people that don't want to be rich at all, like the monks and all that. They just want to live like a very happy life,
Peaceful life, yeah.
peaceful life, without money, without any of these other distractions. You know?
Yeah. I just hate when, you know, people try to bash other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because of their success or because of stuff. You know, go ahead and, you know, do it for yourself. Don't talk bad against someone, especially when they've been working hard for it, you know, putting in the work daily.
Yeah.
And then just because they didn't do something for you, now you want to talk bad against them.
And it's very hard for like you to actually become like that type of person, right? When you have like this negative connotation with that. Like everybody want to be a millionaire, right? But if you have this mindset that all millionaires are corrupt, they have to do like all the stuff for them to get to like where they get. How can you really get to you know where they get? Because your whole mindset is just like this people are corrupt and stuff. So you may actually have like good opportunity that comes to you, but you probably gonna like end up turning it down. I think it's people more so should like be mad at the system than the people that are taking advantage of it. One prime example with like the taxes and stuff. Like I heard recently this guy, Joe Biden, is trying to you know have all this rich people pay like more in taxes and stuff. You know, and
The middle class.
I don't know if it's the right thing or the wrong thing. I don't know, but To me, I'm like, I mean, if we all like, um, people are like, why are we? And if we're all trying to like be equal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we making this specific group of people have to pay more taxes just because they're making more, like percentage wise? I just don't know. But then again, if you look at it, you tend to realize that it's actually the working class people that are paying more in taxes
Oh,
just
for
because
sure.
of the system.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because the rich people are doing anything wrong. They're just taking advantage of how the system is set up. So why can't we just instead like tweak the system around and make sure everybody's paying like equal percentage,
Mm-hmm.
other than telling people they have to pay more. So it's most like the system, and I think one of the reasons too why it's like that is just to have like more people just keep working, because when you have a lot of people depending on you for like their lifestyle, or like how they want to live, you can easily control them also
Mm-hmm.
because they depend on you. For example, like when things like pandemic happen and stuff, a lot of jobs were like closed, people can't go to work and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have like all this bunch of people that are relying on you for the monthly payment, the expenses and stuff. Now you can tell them you need to take the vaccine if you want to have like this
To
the
like keep your
stimulus
job.
package and
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't take the vaccine, then we can't give that to you, so you can control them. You can tell them to do whatever, because now they depend on you, and that's what they're doing to like the general public pretty much.
I think the tax conversation is so interesting because I don't understand income taxes. Why do we pay taxes on the money that we make? We go to
Right.
work 40 plus 80 plus hours a week and put our, hard work, energy into it, and so much money is taking out for taxes, income taxes. I don't think income taxes should be a thing, in my opinion. I think everyone should be able to get the money that they make every 2 weeks, get the full amount that they make with no income taxes taken out. And if that doesn't work, I think we should revert the Social Security system, and I think that Social Security should be a investment rather than it being poured out into other older communities. So, for instance, hear me out. You get your money and you get Social Security, quote unquote, taken out. I think it should go into an investment account like an IRA or something. So when you do retire, hey, this is all your money that you've worked hard for over all these years in an account. So when you hit your age of 60, 75, whatever the case may be, all this money's just been here increasing, growing, and it's for you to live the rest of your life with. Because sometimes I'll go to places and I'll see people that are in their 60s and 70s that are still working, and I'm
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why are you still working?
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
never made sense to me.
But that's the problem. Like the way your system is set up.
Yeah.
Even if let's say your Social Security, they're not gonna give it to you cash, like bulk.
Yeah.
That's because they still want to control. Because they're hoping within 4 years or less than 4 years, you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead for
They,
sure.
they're the one benefiting,
Yeah.
right? In terms of 401k, Roth IRA, all that stuff. Even the ones that you invest in, you want to take the money cash. They're gonna take out their own. Even the
Percentage.
money that you've made, they've already taken income tax from your paycheck. But then you invested your own money. They're still gonna take money from that. So it's
Yeah.
like, what sense does that make? Why not just give me the full money
It
and I'm
doesn't
gonna
make
just
sense.
keep it for myself? Because
Because-
if you keep your own money,
Yeah.
even if you don't invest it, trust me, it's your money. You're still gonna be. Let's say you save by the time you retire, you save 300,000. That's gonna be enough for you.
Oh, 1,000%. You're 70.
Yeah.
You can live off of 300,000.
Yeah. So, but if you take all that money and invest it, they're gonna take half of it.
yeah.
So what sense? You know what I'm saying? So it's like the way it's set up. It just don't make
But
sense.
I think it's also like, look at it from this point of view, right? Because inflation is usually like 3% annually, right? At least 3%. Let's say you've worked for like 20 plus years, like 40 years, right? And you retire and you decide to like keep your money like in cash and stuff, right? And like 40 years, when you go back to that money, right? If you just look at it, just the pure cash, that it's not like accumulate any interest and stuff. It's not gonna weigh. It's not gonna hold the same value
So
as
that's why I
it's
think
supposed
that
to, right? And I mean, before like all this 401k and all that, it used to be pension, you know. But they got rid of the pension because they tend to realize that people live longer, and also it's just a lot of people are getting jobs now, and it's just very expensive for those companies for them to like actually give out pensions like everybody that's retiring and stuff. And they always try to find like a loophole around it, so they come up with a 401k. So now you have to invest your money, and with the 401k, like it's not guaranteed because it depends also where you put your money on.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've seen some pretty bad stories where people like they're having hopes in their account and stuff. Man, I got this my 401k and it's been accumulating all this money, and things like recessions happen while you're trying to retire. Your whole account just
You lose all of it.
like you just gonna be man.
But you know, it's not made for us. You know, same thing for the bank, right? We put our money in a 401k.
Yeah.
They have a set of stocks that they will invest our money in, right? But they're using our own money, investing on their own stocks that they want to invest for their own company.
Yeah.
They're using our money, making money. And then if they know, if let's say the market is about to go down, they know they'll sell it, or go bankrupt or whatever. And then now it's up to us.
There's just like a thing with insider trading with congressmen and like congressmen, people in Congress and Senate. They get these insights and these details of what's going to happen in the stock market. So it's like they can say, hey, you know what? I may not sell my stocks, but my cousin manages all my stocks for me, so they can sell it whenever they want to, and then I get all this money in cash.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like for me it's a scam. If you're able to do your own investment on your own, go ahead and do it. In the stock market, if you can do it, do it. But to solely rely on 401k, Roth IRA that they manage for you,
No.
I'm
I
not.
think the best thing is just to like have balance, right? Like have like a pretty balanced portfolio. And how you can get to do that, you first have to understand the system yourself. So don't be mad at the people that are taking advantage of the system. You just understand the system and try to put yourself in the best possible solution. Have like freaking 401k and stuff, but also like invest in like properties and stuff. That it's always there. And if this thing happen, like you always have like a backup plan. But when you have like all your stuff in like one stuff, example like have all your investment in freaking Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and that completely tanks, and you're getting ready to retire, man, that's when you get to see people end up killing themselves. Like, man, I just can't do it. Like, how am I gonna live the rest of my life? Like, I've worked the past couple years for like this time when I can actually just relax and enjoy time with my family, but I cannot even do that, and I'm not able to go to work anymore. You just can't because you're old, and it's a very tough place to be in. There's definitely a ways to go about it, but it's like say the people at the top, they just want to keep making more and more and more, take advantage of the system and stuff, and it's usually the people at the lower end of it that tend to pay the price for like when things go bad. Yeah.
I can't imagine like investing all that money into like an IRA or something, and then you just like cryptocurrency or something like that, and then you just lose it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, what do you do now? Like, what do you do now?
Yeah. I mean, it's the same feeling I get when I see old people at work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you
here?
Yeah. The only, I guess, to me, the only acceptable reason should be because you don't want to be at home. Like, you get bored. So that's why you.
So I want to hear. I've met older people like that.
Yeah.
That they just want to be. They don't want to be bored at home.
Right.
So they work just because it makes them happy. But you also have people that are older that, they retired and then they need the extra income.
Yeah. I think it also depends on like how much you enjoy like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because if you're not enjoying like the job that you're doing, you just want to retire as soon as you can. Like man, and to come back to I read this book called like Ikigai, right? It's kind of like a Japanese concept, And like what's like they asked like a lot of the because the guy the offer right like he went to like one of those Asian countries and he saw like the older people they were working still like in their 80s, 70s, and they're happy and stuff.
Cool.
And he was asking like how did you get to live this long and still like continue working? So pretty much their concept is like I mean we just doing the things that we enjoy doing, and it keeps us going, it keeps us energized, and keeps us strong. Find something that you're truly passionate about, and just keep doing it. It makes you happy and
Yeah,
tend
but
to live longer.
most of the time, the stuff that makes us truly happy are our hobbies.
That is
Yeah.
true.
It's not necessarily the job that we do, even though they pay us good money, this and that, but it's 100%. It's not like we enjoy per se. The want to do the rest of our life, but we have to do it. These are like jobs that we just say, okay,
Yeah.
now if you want to be successful money wise, you just have to do them. But your hobbies makes you really happy. Like those are stuff you get to do until you old. You can't do them anymore.
Yeah, that's the reason why why I keep coming back to the system, right? Like in places like that, right? There isn't like any system that's set up to like control like people and stuff. Like especially like where we from, right? Like I've seen like pretty guys that have no job at all, but they're still living. They have somewhere to sleep. They have all they have to worry about is how they can have something to eat.
Yeah.
Every single day. That's it. Like how can I find $20 to put food in my stomach? Right.
Right.
That's not difficult at all. But when you in places like this, you can have like a big ass mansion, right?
Wow.
You still have to pay mortgages for it every single month.
Yeah.
So you have to like find a way to generate like income. While it's like in other countries, like you know, if you have like a piece of land and you manage like put up a house in it, you don't have any other bills to pay.
Right.
You just live there for the rest of your life, and you
Wow.
can pass it down to like your
Generation.
generation. So
Grandkids
they
and stuff like that.
they already have like homes and stuff, but it's just not the same like in places like this. So you have to buy into the system. And I was chatting with this guy about insurance, where I was like, man, there's no way insurance make any loss. Like I just when you look at the concept of it, right? And insurance, medical car insurance. Let's say I have a car insurance, right? I've been paying for this freaking car insurance for the last 2 years. I've never gotten in an accident, nothing, right? But those people just been taking my money. The very one day I got in an accident, right? In order for them to take care of my car, I still have to give them deductible. And my insurance still gonna go up for like a good period of time.
Which doesn't make sense because it's like you're paying all this
I'm
money.
paying more now
Yeah.
after the accident. So how about the money, all the money you've collected from me like the past couple of years?
And I imagine, let's say, approximately you might be paying $100 or to $200. That's a lot of money a month.
Oh, yeah.
Just imagine
Which should cover
you taking that money, right, and investing into something without having to like deal with like the insurance at all. How much is that gonna make you in like 2 years, right? And let's say you have like similar like life event where you may have to take care of like the same amount of damages and stuff. You can easily get to do that, right? Like if you invest your money like properly, and still like a whole lot of change left, you know. But all those things like what's it, like legal Ponzi schemes and all this. If you just know how to like walk around with the system, like you can have your own freaking insurance. You just take advantage of, the people that don't have it. Yeah, it's crazy.
I do want to touch on what you spoke about not too long ago. You were saying how you have to find hobbies outside of work to like keep you going and keep you, like motivated in a sense. And that's why I was like having a conversation with you about like bucket lists. I feel like making a year, like for me, every year at the end of the year, I make like my bucket list for the next year. So like I've already started my bucket list for like next year, and it just keeps me always wanting to do something, always wanting to achieve more. Just like, I don't know, it's like a natural push of like, what am I going to do next year? Or like, and with social media, like you see people like jumping out of planes and like doing all these crazy things. You're just like, I want to do that next year, or I want to accomplish that. So I think just finding things. Like I was talking to Savannah, I was telling him, you know, I want to become like a level 1 sommelier because I like wine. And I don't know why I wanted to do it. I do know why I want to do it, but I just love wine. Like, so I think it's just finding these little things that you enjoy, whether it's like collecting plants or collecting records or just anything that brings you happiness. It keeps you going in life and wanting to elevate yourself and achieve more.
All right.
Yeah.
What's like, do you have like a particular, I guess, numbers of things that you want to do every year, or
Nah.
it don't?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Not really matters for this. For me, like my bucket list, I kind of just like randomly, I'll be walking and I'll like see something and I'll be like, oh, I want to do this, or I'll have a conversation with someone and that conversation will like invigorate or spark, you know, idea or creativity. Like, oh, let me jot this down really quick on my notes, and then it gives you things to just do throughout the year. Cause I'll meet some people and they'll be like, you know, I don't know what I want to do this year. Like, I don't have any plans, and I'm like, make a bucket list.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's small, like, say if you want to like learn how to paint or learn how to like build things and put stuff together. It's sparking these small ideas that become larger. So over time, a year, 2 years from now, you have, oh, I want to jump out of a plane, or I want to go scuba diving, or X, Y, and Z. You have these like ideas that you can, you know, bounce off of.
Yeah, I think for us, one of the skydiving that we did, I think for me that was like one of the,
Wow.
you know,
Things on
like
your bucket list?
my bucket
Yeah.
list,
Nice.
where I was like, you know, I want to do it someday.
Yeah.
And eventually, we kind of just talked about it, and then we made it happen.
Yeah.
You know,
We just want to put our life in danger like that.
for less than $200.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely, you know, something that has worked for me pretty well also, right? Because I mean, I keep saying this, but I don't trust myself at all in like remembering stuff, you know. And a lot of people actually do have like ideas of things that makes them happy, but they just don't do it, and that is mostly because like you don't plan. And what bucket list does, right? You have an idea of things that you wanted to do, and the more you look at it, the more you think about it, that would put you in a space where you set a plan to like actually make it happen. But if you just have this idea like in your head and stuff, like it's just not concrete, like, you know.
Right.
You're just gonna have it like float in your head like over and over,
Yeah.
and not doing it at all. And it's funny you say that, right? Because I mean, I do like journaling and all that, right? Like in the beginning of the year, I would typically like list down also like all the things I wanted to do, and somehow like at the end of the day when I go back to that stuff, I found myself like checking all the stuff. It's like, man, I don't even remember like I had this stuff on my list, but I end up doing it, you know. And it's just like a very good feeling just for you to go back and see, yes, man, like a year ago, like this is all the things I have in mind. And I'm able to accomplish like most of them, if not even all of them, right? It just give you that much energy to like even want to like, you know, push a little bit further to like even aim more. And it's funny because when did I take my trip? Like last couple of weeks ago, right? Almost at the end of the year. And my goal at the beginning of the year is like I want to like do at least one international travel, like one every single year, right? And I was chatting with my neighbor next door. I was telling him like he's super big into traveling and stuff. So my goal was like I want to get on a cruise. I want to do like international travel, and I want to do like a couple state travel and all that, right? Chatting with this guy in his apartment, I was like, man, yeah, this is what I wanted. And he was like, man, I'm gonna help you like knock all of those in like one trip. I was like, interested. Let me see what you got. Then he just went on his computer to show me like this link for like the cruise. Just like, look, this cruise is going from here to here and here. That's your yearly goal right there. I was like, wow. And I just did it. He showed me the link, went online, and I just did it. I was like dying in it. Booked the trip like a week after like I met with him. And that was it, you know?
I definitely feel like you were saying about like journaling and writing down your things. I feel like it's such a powerful source to put pen to paper, or not even pen to paper, but like writing your notes, because it's putting that out into, you know, the universe or whatever you want to call it, and holding yourself accountable and saying, hey, this is written down, like I'm putting this out there. So it's going to happen. It's going to come to me. You don't know when it's going to happen, but it's something that's already written down on like pen to paper. So you kind of like revert back to it, and like you were saying, like you check it and you're just like, oh man, I didn't know I realized that I checked all these things off the list that I was planning on doing. Because you kind of don't think about it. It's like in the back of your head, but you just like consciously do it in a sense, in an unconscious way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very powerful also when you track stuff just in general, right? It doesn't have to be like, like the fancy stuff. Like I would probably like anything now. And like last week, also the conversation that we had when it comes to like, just checking your growth, right? Fatima was talking about like gym, working out and stuff. And I was saying like one of the reason why like, when I go to the gym like every single day I take photos of me, right? Even though like the photo I took today, right? It's probably no different from the one I took yesterday. Like there isn't any change in my body at all from yesterday to today. But I still do like constantly because like, if I don't take those photos right, in my mind, like I'm telling myself, man, I've been going to the gym the past 6 months. I haven't seen any growth. But it's impossible for you to see growth because you see yourself every day. You don't see the small changes. But when you go back and look at your photo like 1 year back, you're definitely not the same person. You've seen like a huge shift 1 year to now. Because even that tiny changes that happens like on a daily basis, it compound. So like compound effect like has like a huge impact, on like where you get to. But if you so close to like trying to look at it like every single day, you just don't see the growth.
That's why you're holding yourself accountable.
Yeah.
By taking those photos. Like you're holding yourself accountable, and even though it's like, that's what they say, that like small wins are
Definitely adds up.
So much, yeah, it adds up so much more important because, you can't get to the finish line by just like racing there and being ahead of, that process of, oh, I need to be here in this amount of time. Like, it's always the small wins that value most and are so much more important.
Yeah, because you get to learn, throughout the way, and you build yourself to where if you're faced with that, similar challenges, you've already went through, so it's easy for you. But if you try to cut corners, you will never make it.
It's easy for you to disappoint yourself for sure. Yeah. And I think that that's a thing in like today's society, and when it reverts back to like success and like overnight success and wanting to be, at this direction, at this place in your life because you feel like you see everyone else doing it. So we have this perception of like people on social media that, they're driving this car, and they're living this lifestyle, and they're doing this. And it's like, oh man, I'm 24, I'm 25. Like I should be able to do this. I should be here. I should be, and your place, your journey will not look the same as someone else's.
Right.
And I get people all the time, they'll DM me or they'll hit me up and they'll be like, tell me the secret, or tell me like, what am I doing wrong, or like, help me out. And I'm like, as much as I would love to do that, I can't, because your success or your journey doesn't look like mine.
Yeah.
Just because you do what I've done doesn't mean you're going to get the same outcome or the results.
Right.
Because it might be a different route for you.
Yeah. I think it's also like time, right? Like if you understand time, you get to be very intentional, like how you use your time. Because most people like live like day by day with like other people dictating like how they use the time. Like my job right now dictate like how my time goes, like Monday to Friday. Because I know I have to be there, I have to work, but I still have like other days that I'm not at work, right? And those times like I have to be very mindful of. And the reason why like I work right now is for me to like have like access to like money, like other resources, so I can use my other time wisely, all the other time that I'm not at work, right? And one big issue actually with like a lot of companies, right, is the PTO time. Most people don't use your PTO at all. People just go throughout the year just hustling, working and stuff. And
I think it's frowned upon in a sense.
Huh?
I think it's like sometimes frowned upon to like use your PTO.
It actually affects like a lot of companies like negatively when people don't use their PTO, because one, people just not tend to be happy at all. And when you have unhappy employee, it's never a good thing because they're not motivated to do anything and stuff, right? That's why a lot of people actually, a lot of companies are pushing people to take their time off, even though they don't want to give much of it out. But at
Right.
least they want you to take it when you need to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, some companies, it costs them a lot of money also because when people don't use the time off,
They got to pay them
you have
out.
to pay them
Yeah.
for the time they work.
Mm-hmm.
So just ignore this reminder, man. Yeah. So that's just what it is. Like like time off is a major issue. Like in my company right now, like um, you have to use a specific amount of time off. You can roll over some of it, but not all. So the ones that you cannot roll over, you don't get paid for. So you have to use it. If you don't use it, then you're just gonna lose it. So it's up to you. Do you want to take a break or not? And I think that's like one good way to go about it. You know.
I think that's interesting. I mean, it is. It makes sense to have your employee take breaks because again, it helps in terms of figuring out what's working. Let's say an employee is doing some kind of job, right? Let's say they might be doing like sign-in checks, right? That's their job, HR, right? But something has been missing, right?
Yeah.
But them taking the break allows the company to say, okay, let me send someone else to go do that job. Let's see if there's a difference, right? It helps them a lot in terms of money wise. It helps them figure out what's working, what's not working. They can also evaluate the employee and see if another employee does the same job. What difference does it make? Like, how does it affect the company?
No. Look, there's a direct correlation with like breaks and how happy people are, right? Even though some people feel like, I mean, I'm gonna just grind 24/7, right? You're just gonna burn yourself out.
Yeah.
It's just impossible for like you to work that much without taking a break. And there's this thing also where some people say like rich people are lazy. You've heard it a couple of times, right?
Yeah.
It's not lazy. They just know when to take a break and when to work,
Yeah.
when to hustle and stuff. And a lot of people don't know how to do that, and it's gonna affect you on different kinds of ways without you even knowing like what's causing this stress. Why am I so stressed today? You just can't figure out like why you stressed, but it's because like you just not taking break at work. Like you're so stressed at work, then when you come back to your family at home, you're just gonna release all that stress on them, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally, right? It just happens.
That's why balance is so important. And like you were saying, like taking PTO is so important because sometimes you need those days off or you need to go on a vacation and see something else to release and relinquish all of these thoughts and these feelings that you've been building up at work. Because I mean, you can go to work and love your job, but there's still stress in some
Right.
ways. And it may not mentally affect you, but it can physically and emotionally affect you. And you don't realize it until you hit your breaking point and you realize like, damn, I've needed a vacation. I haven't taken a vacation in a long time. I haven't taken a break in a long time just because I've been grinding so hard.
See, and that's why when the pandemic happened, a lot of people don't want to. Ever since it ended, like a lot of people don't want to go to the office again because they realize the time that they have with their family.
Yeah.
It's way important.
Oh, yeah.
And you can do a lot of stuff. You can balance out, multitask, but going directly to the office, they realize, you know what, this might not be for me, or this is not fun anymore. Because you're being taken away from your family. Like you're just working, right? But in order for you to even do something outside of work, you have to use your PTO.
Yeah.
Because when I think about it, like, imagine you being a kid, like when you were in like, middle school, high school, we saw our teachers more than we saw our parents. If you really break it down and put it into specifics as far as like numbers wise, we saw our teachers more than we saw our parents because we spent so much time with them every single day.
Yeah.
We saw our parents to come home, cook dinner, maybe watch a movie or something like that, and then that's like boom, start the next day over and do it all over again. And I mean that 48 hours that we got on the weekend, like your parents wanted to break too because they've been working, all week long. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And for me, I strongly believe that having a remote or hybrid, it's way better.
Yeah.
It's way better. Again, it helps you in terms of if you have other passion outside of your job, it helps you kind of pursue those passion on the side, until maybe you're stronger, you're making something like a good living from it. Or if it's just for fun, you can still do it. But, I feel like the way how things are going right now, a lot of people are holding on to the remote or hybrid role if they have a choice, they would, completely do that. But if you don't have choice, then you don't have a choice.
Because I mean, think about it. Like, you're working from home, and there's people who probably love running, who want to, they get an hour break. They want to run for their break.
Right.
You can't do that at work because you gotta, you're drenched in sweat. You gotta change, shower, do all that. So when you're at home, when you're in the comforts of your own space, you can be like, hey, I'm taking my break at 2:00. I'm gonna go for a quick 30-minute run, eat some food, and come back to work. And it leaves you in such a healthier mindset because you don't have to get off of work from a building and then go pick up your kids and then figure out what you're going to eat for dinner and then try to go to the gym or figure out if you can still go to the gym. So I feel like your mental health is just so much better, like in being in a work from home, space.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. I saw this video, this YouTuber, she's a software developer, but she was, she was going to the office. She get off work, 6, wake up first in the morning, go to the gym, and then take a shower and then go to work.
Okay.
And then by the time she's off at like 6, and then she might decide to cook dinner.
Okay.
And then all of that stuff is like 9, 10. You tired.
Yeah, you're
like
tired.
you really
You don't
can't
wanna
do
anything.
you can't even do anything. It's just she went back to bed and restart the next day. So it's like, imagine doing something like that over and over and
Also,
over.
like doctor's appointments. How can you go to the doctor? Because you
can't.
gotta use your PTO to go to the doctor.
To go to the doctor.
It's
And
crazy.
you don't even have enough PTO.
Yeah.
So it's like, why it's so strict? They're so strict in this stuff.
It doesn't make sense.
It don't, man.
Yeah, it's like your whole life is like in this loop. It's like you've already created a system for yourself now.
Right.
Like you just automatically like after work you're just gonna cook and from there you're just gonna sleep. So
Do you guys believe on working for someone the rest of your life, or you feel like you want to be your own boss in some way?
I feel so. That's such an interesting conversation because I feel like not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
Not everyone wants to own a business. Some people genuinely enjoy what they do every single day and it brings them so much happiness. Me, I do enjoy what I do every single day and it does bring me happiness, but I do see an angle of I wouldn't say I want to be an entrepreneur, but I do I have a nonprofit that I'm working on and I would like to run my nonprofit full time eventually in the future. That's my goal. So I think it just depends. What about you?
yeah, I'm pretty much the same also, right? Well, it's like I do enjoy what I do right now. And I definitely can see myself doing it for maybe a couple other years. But at the same time, like eventually I want to like be like, have my own stuff because, we live in a time where like, none of these things that it's guaranteed, man. Like these jobs that we have, like I've seen that happen like over and over like the past couple of years, like in my company, right? Where like a whole group of people just get laid off. The next day, like yesterday, you thought like you were pretty safe. Tomorrow, you just getting a message from your manager telling you, man, you're gonna have to like start looking for another job because in a month, like you're just gone.
Right.
And that is very scary for me, because I don't want to be put in a situation where like I have like other things that I know I need my job to take care of, and one day somebody just tell me you're gone, man. Like what am I going to do after that? So yeah, I'm constantly thinking of like how can I like generate like something else, any sort of income outside of my current job right now that would keep me afloat for when things like that happen, right? Like I have like something to rely on for at least a good period of time in order for me get back into groove and stuff. And there's different ways you can go about that, right? You can save as much as you can, like save for like calculate like your expense, your monthly expense. Have that saved for like a period of time, 6 month monthly expense worth of savings, or just have like a extra income that you can rely on. At least your lifestyle may have to drop a bit for those period of time, which is okay, right? But at the same time, you don't have to just deal with the stress just being there, just being stressed out, not feeling energized to like do anything else, and that's what caused a lot of people to like go into like all this depression, like even wanting to kill themselves because they just don't know what to do with life anymore. And we live in a place where most of the time like it's very shameful for you to like go back to like living like other people and stuff, or just for you to speak out about it, because people gonna look at you like, man, what makes you what got you in a position for you to get laid off? Like the normal person wouldn't understand like what you're going through, you know. So yeah, I'm just very mindful of that. Like I enjoy what I'm doing right now. I don't mind doing it like for the long run, even like me for doing it for me personally. So but yeah, I definitely would love to just have control of like what I do, and also it kind of gives you freedom also for you to like use your time for like whatever you want to use your time for.
Right. I
Probably,
think
yeah.
it's scary knowing that you could lose your job anytime, and especially if you have expenses.
Yeah.
Right. It's really scary. So for me, that's where I feel like not necessarily people want to be like an entrepreneur, but it's just they want to have a side income, right, coming in,
Yeah.
because it kind of gives you, a little bit like confidence knowing that, yeah, I don't, I'm gonna just continue doing this, but if something happened, I have a backup, right? To me, that's the whole point. Not necessarily being like, I want to be Bill Gates, like not necessarily like that, but it's just having a side income coming in, right? So you can be, like let's say that's why remote job gives people that opportunity, because I know a lot of people in the cybersecurity field who some of them are doing real estate, some are doing stock market, some are doing like training where they teach about cybersecurity. So all of that stuff, it's just ways for them to get income, right? So, because you never know what could happen.
Yeah.
You might end up, let's say, if your regular job, let's say you're making, I'm just giving an example. Let's say you're making every month, you're making, let's say, 5K,
Okay.
right? But then your side hustle, you're making 2K, 3K a month. If you get laid off from your main
You
job,
have that to fall back on.
yeah, you have something. And again, you have savings.
Yeah.
So it kind of helps you out for you to look for another
Because you
job.
can honestly save that full check from your job.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you're still making money. You're
Yeah.
still making money in your side job. So you can save your main job, say that 5K.
Yeah.
Use your expensive, use that 3K for your expenses. So all that stuff kind of gives you, something to say, okay, well, I'm somewhat safe here. So that's, for me, that's the whole idea of being working for yourself. You work for someone else, but you were also working for yourself on the side. You might not do it full time. It might just be like part time, or you still generating income.
What I was going to add back onto like having like a like something to rely on, right? It's actually when you look at like people that, let's say for example, if you applying for job, right? Usually the people that tend to like have like a better negotiation of like how much they get paid and all that, it's people that have like options. That's if I have like three offers, right, from three different companies, and they all give me like the prices and stuff. All right, let's say company A said they're gonna give me this amount, company B said they're gonna give me this amount. When I'm going to the interview with company C, right, I have more confidence for me to ask for more money, higher than what those two people are giving me, because I have like backup with those people. They already they've already made an offer to me. I just have to accept it and jump right into like working, right. So when I'm doing my interview now with those companies C, I can tell them I want higher than what those two companies are giving me. And if they really need me, right, at that point, right, they only have to pay me higher. And that is because I have like a fallback plan. But if I'm going to that interview and that's my only job that I have like, some sort of chance with for me to like, get a job, I'm not able to make that call because you don't want to mess it up.
Right.
You don't want to like, ask them for more and they be like, man, go somewhere else and find something else.
Yeah.
No, well, I do believe you still can ask for more. If they say no, then you just continue.
Yeah, you can, but with the way the human, like, human beings, like, we're just scared to do it at that point because, you know, you just don't want to screw it up, you know? And I was telling you guys also about this guy that I met in the cruise, right, that's been traveling for like the past 2 years. He is in a similar situation because when I asked him, like, how do you get to do this, like traveling, like still work, right? The first thing he told me is like, I don't need the job. He was like, because he was like, I'm at the point where, like, you know, I just want to travel and I have like savings already to, like, you know, take care of like all my expenses when I travel, right? Like, me having a job is just for me, like, not to like dig into my savings account. But like, I really don't need the job. So like, when I do apply for a job, right, I tell them that, look, I am not going to be available to, like, you know, meet with you like regularly every week, right? But I can give you a timeline when I can get all the projects done. So me and you can meet, like, you know, whenever, at the beginning and at the end of the project, but not in between. He can only make that call because he's in a position where, like, he doesn't need the job at all. He just want to, like, do, like, you know, what he want to do, like, just travel. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, we're just gonna wrap this one off. The camera that went off at the end of our first shoot. But yeah, thanks so much for sticking to this, and we rolling right in next to the other topic, man.
All right, peace out.
Yeah,
Thank you.